Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and as you might suspect from the title, this video will showcase the completed entries from the recently ended group build that took place in my Discord community. The topic was minor wars and conflicts, which I think is fairly self-explanatory. While no wars are really minor, particularly for those involved in the fighting, these models reflect the confrontations that are talked about less often than, say, World War II. This group build has obviously ended, so you can't take part, but a new one will begin soon. But we'll talk about that later. Let's check out the entries. First up, Archmagus Dominus Neveron's entry is this Soviet-Afghanistan War era BTR-70. This is a 1/72nd scale kit from Trumpeter, and as you can see in the second picture, it's been modelled carrying vital supplies for the comrades. For their sake, I hope it makes it to the front safely. Those are definitely important supplies. For those who don't read Cyrillic, like myself, the word written on the crate says vodka. Good work. Digital Rocket's entry is this Harrier G3 from the Falklands War. The model is a 1/72nd scale Italeri kit, and Digital Rocket says that it was a pretty okay kit to work on. I like the angry eyes on the front of this. That looks like it was hand painted on, rather than a decal. Very cool. Graffiti Pudding entered this small swarm of communist Spanish BT-5s during the Civil War. Well, they didn't build and enter them during the Civil War, that was a long time ago. They represent vehicles used during the Civil War. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain that, but I did anyway. This little diorama is set outside Madrid. It's simple, yet effective. Also, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, or is it a slogan, across the front. I'll just get it wrong. That's never stopped you before! Anyway, these little tanks are 1/100th scale, though the manufacturer wasn't mentioned in the notes that I have. I suspect they might be the Flames of War resin model though. Very nice work. Elusion IL-2 Sturmovik entered this Chechen T-62. This model represents a tank involved in the First Battle of Grozny in 1994. I'm not sure I'm saying Grozny right. This is a 3D printed model in 1/100th scale, and I think it looks pretty decent. It looks like it's seen a lot of fighting in the mud, and having seen pictures from that conflict, I would say that's about right. I also quite like the flag. Nicely done. Major General Bunk's entry is a twofer. From the Third Indo-Pakistani War of 1971, we have an Indian T-55 and a Pakistani Type 59. Both of these models began as a 72nd scale T-55 from the Plastic Soldier Company, though both have had a few modifications. Common to both, the moulded-on turret grab handles were replaced using staples, gunner's sights and coaxial machine guns were added, and driver's vision ports were scratch-built with plastic card. The Indian tank, along with a bunch of other modifications, has a fuel drum welded to the turret and a fake fume extractor on the gun barrel, which were for recognition purposes to avoid friendly fire, because, as you can see, the Pakistani tank is really quite similar looking. You could easily get them confused. The air vent on this tank is scratch built, and the large tarp is made from green stuff. Also, it obviously has a camo pattern, unlike the Indian tank. Both of these are quite good, and I'm impressed with the modifications done here. Good attention to detail. Spacefan 24/7's entry is a figure, something we don't really see a lot of in group builds, so this is interesting. This is a US soldier, part of Operation Just Cause, the invasion of Panama. This is a 35th scale model from Tamiya. He looks like he's creeping up on somebody to do them some bullet-related mischief. Nicely done. The French, surprisingly enough, submitted this French M24 Chaffee from the War of Indochina. This is another 1/35th scale model from Tamiya, and it's been very nicely painted to represent a tank belonging to the Free French forces, which were sent to Indochina to prevent the independence movement. I really like the mud you've done on this. It's quite convincing. Excellent work. And that's all of the entries. I would like to thank everybody for taking part in this group build. It's quite satisfying to watch the progress and see the results, and I hope it's satisfying for you as well. I would also like to say a very big thank you to Monol for running the group build, and also collecting all of the entries and information about them and sending it to me. That's been really helpful. He's done a great job, much better than I would have done myself, so thank you very much. It's appreciated. As I said at the beginning of the video, there will be a new group build beginning soon. At the time I'm recording this, the voting for what the next topic will be has not yet begun, and depending on when this goes up, you might still be able to suggest a topic. If you would like to take part in the voting and suggesting, and of course the actual building part of the group build, you can find all of the information you'll need over on the Discord server. There's a link in the description below. That would also be the ideal place to ask any questions that you might have. Everyone and anybody is welcome to partake, regardless of your skill level. The idea is to have fun and maybe do something a little bit different. Perhaps I will see you over on Discord. And as always, I shall return soon. So until then, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.